Also does for AT&T, our customers, our employees, and our shareholders. David and I want to spend the most of our time today answering your questions, but before we start, I'll make a few brief comments about why we're doing this and why we're doing this now. Let me start by saying the Warner Media team has done a phenomenal job in coming together over the past couple of years, and today's deal is possible only because of what they've achieved together. Second, it's important to keep in mind we've also already demonstrated healthy returns on our investment in Warner Media, including the cash generated from the business since it was acquired. Those close to this journey know that only through the combined efforts of Warner Media's exceptional brands and content and AT&T's management conviction, distribution expertise, relative competitive position, and commercial clout did HBO Max establish itself as a domestic U.S. streaming leader. Today's announcement is the next step in enhancing the value of Warner Media and creating its future globally. The opportunities in direct-to-consumer streaming are rapidly evolving, and to keep pace and maintain a leadership position, several things are required: global scale, access to capital, a broad array of high-quality content, and industry-best talent. It's my responsibility as the capital allocator-in-chief to ensure our structure facilitates these objectives. Warner Media is the most awarded leader in scripted entertainment, animation, news, and sports, and their strong, consistent execution has cemented their foothold in the United States, in addition to positioning them well for continued growth and rapid international expansion. As you know, Discovery is a leader in unscripted, real-life entertainment, and by combining these two companies, it creates one of the most compelling content portfolios in the world and enables the new combined company to have a content spend that exceeds most of its industry peers.
Let's go.
By doing this now, Warner Media will be better suited to self-fund its growth moving forward, and AT&T will have better flexibility to invest in 5G and fiber to support the growing long-term demand for reliable high-speed connectivity. But a little bit more about AT&T in just a bit.
And stream this shit.
David, would you like to share some thoughts on what this means for Discovery?
We actually provide
Thanks so much, John.
Data to actually provide
First,
streaming.
I just wanted to say how grateful I am to
All
you,
you gotta
John.
do is give the AT&T
These last
members
few
a
months
little bonus,
together,
little discount,
architecting this deal, actually secretly from my brownstone in Greenwich Village, has been fun and exhilarating and a truly bonding experience. So a big thank you to you, my friend and partner. This is a truly exciting day and a seminal event for our respective companies. I also want to thank the Discovery family, from our steady leadership team, supportive board, and our amazing global workforce. This next leg of our journey is a result of the thousands of Discovery employees worldwide and their tireless dedication,
like a Rick and Morty
imagination, and creativity.
What's
an
up,
overall
Rick?
track
Warner
record
Brothers owns everything now. 100 years of
Together,
Warner.
we have a
It's 100
purpose-driven
years,
culture
Morty.
committed to telling great stories that entertain and at their best
Now we own
inspire.
all that shit, bro. Cartoon Network.
I could not be more excited about this next new chapter.
Underneath these brands, man.
I want to commend the enormously talented Warner Media leadership team on the incredible assets that you have built.
Food Network,
the wonderful job you have done as stewards of these historic brands.
Come on now,
and
they
the hard
own
work
HGTV,
over the last
bro.
3 years,
What the
pivoting
fuck?
Warner Media into
They
one
own
of the
all
leading
this shit.
streaming
Discovery
companies
Food Network
in the
owns
world.
ID, the Information Discovery.
I have known and worked with Jason and Toby for years.
Animal Planet.
And of course, my friend Jeff Zucker, who I work with and for.
Come on, dog. And that's why they keep
we go back
about
decades
CNN.
together.
Dog, CNN destroys.
I've been a big fan of all of their work and the leadership team and Casey, Andy, and the whole team across Warner and all the success they have had as they have transformed the business for the future.
Not to mention
we
all
are
the
here
golf
today
shit that we do.
because
we
John and I and our
AT&T
boards are convinced that Warner Media and Discovery are better together. In fact, we think together the combination makes us the best media company in the world.
And then Discovery
with the
Warner
brightest creatives in the world, both in front of and behind the camera.
which is now
a vast content
unstoppable.
library in
Flames.
motion pictures and television,
Flames.
and global reach that
Flames.
positions the new company to attack this next generation opportunity to better serve consumers in
Oh my
every
God,
language,
please tell me
on
that's
every
how it's
platform,
structured. You got AT&T,
and in every
that's just
corner
a nice looking
of the globe.
pyramid, man. You
The
got
combination of
AT&T at
these
the head,
assets brings together the
Discovery
most
and Warner
valuable,
rounding out the
important,
body.
and exciting IP in the world. More than 200,000 hours of content on day one.
Let's go.
Across the most popular programming genres: premium television and movies, animation, global sports and news, kids and family, and nonfiction lifestyle and real-life entertainment. There's no company that can bring that to the table. We will deliver to consumers the world's most complete and differentiated portfolio of brands and beloved franchises. From the storied Warner Brothers Studios, the pioneering and exceptional HBO, the extraordinary journalism at CNN, the remarkable love for the Discovery Channel, HGTV, Food Network, the Oprah Winfrey Network, the Turner Networks, and so much more.
Come on now, the Turner Classic Movies.
The new
and
company
shit.
will put storytelling, journalism,
That's all
and
on
creative
cable.
talent at the
That's pretty
center
much
of
every
everything
channel you
that we
watch on
do.
cable.
With greater financial flexibility, strong free cash flow, and global growth that positions this new company to invest even more in content. Our core operating philosophy will be more investment on the screen, more resources for storytellers, and building the most compelling and fun creative culture in media.
There we go.
We have done this for decades, and I'm confident that this great new company will have the strongest, deepest, and most collaborative relationships in the creative community.
Quick little summer
This
job
will
at
be
AT&T
my
right
number
quick.
one priority.
Go and save America, make America.
The transaction we are announcing today creates an extraordinary entertainment company and accelerates and assures our place as a fully scaled and differentiated global streaming platform, powered by the opportunity to maximize the value of our estimated $20 billion a year in content spend.
There we go.
And we intend to lean in. The direct-to-consumer momentum on both sides will accelerate our ability to be one of the top streaming companies in the world. We will benefit from a balanced portfolio of content leadership in key areas, from the biggest tentpole films to live sports and news, beloved nonfiction and lifestyle, the leading television and film studio in the world, and the largest library of content. And taking that differentiated combination of quality programming above the globe, in every market in the world, on every platform. We'll have enormous flexibility in terms of how we package our streaming services. While we will be working through our strategic plans over the coming months, it's instructive to note that the leading streaming companies succeed in different models, from a bundled approach of complementary services to an all-in super service. And we will look at the range of options to unlock value here in the U.S. and around the world. This transaction will also create an enhanced linear business with more programming and creative opportunities and a sturdy global marketing platform. We cover all the key programming quadrants: scripted, news, unscripted, and sports. Turner's recent strategic pivot to lock up long-term live sports on TNT and TBS, Major League Baseball, NHL hockey, NBA basketball, and March Madness is a huge plus for the traditional business, alongside one of the largest collection of sports rights in the world, including our Eurosports networks, 3 sports networks in every country in Europe, global PGA rights, tennis majors, cycling, and the Olympics in Europe in this very short time. And of course, the exceptional journalism of CNN and CNN International that has carved out such a leadership position, number one here in the U.S. and globally around the world. And we joined together with CNN, with Discovery's news business in Poland, with TVN, and our other local news assets around the world. So thank you again, John. I couldn't be more excited about this opportunity, and I'm also humbled by the legacy of these companies and the massive opportunity ahead. Indeed, we stand today on the shoulders of a mighty impressive list of the titans who brought us here. Legendary visionaries that created these world-class businesses. From Ted Turner to Steve Ross, to John Hendricks, who created Discovery, Donald Newhouse and Bob Myron, who were there at the very beginning with John Malone, Ken Lowe, who created HG and food, and finally, John Malone, who created everything in this business, and who has been a teacher and a best friend and really a father to me. And finally, of course, Jack, Harry, Sam, and Albert Warner, the brothers who started it all, who, like my family, came here from Eastern Europe with nothing. The story of the Warner Brothers is the story of our industry, and it's been constant for 100 years.
Come on, you hear
Success is about creative talent, in front of the screen and behind the screen.
Let's go.
And fighting to create a culture that supports that creative vision.
There we go. I like that.
From the first talkies to the first high-definition channel to all the wondrous innovation we see today, these companies have always been on the forefront.
There we go.
But ultimately, it was and is all about storytelling.
Talk to him.
First on the big screen, then on the small screen, and now globally on every screen. That is what I'm most excited about, working with the creative industry. I'm going to find myself an office on the Warner Brothers lot. I'll be in New York. I'll be anywhere in the world where the creatives are, to strive to drive the best creative culture in media today, because that's what's going to make us the great company and the great streaming company that John and I started talking about a few months ago. So I can't wait to get started, and John, back to you.
Thanks, David. I appreciate that. Before we take your questions, I want to emphasize a few other points that will positively impact AT&T shareholders and customers.
I love this.
We expect this transaction to close in mid-2022, and our goals for the new AT&T will be simple and straightforward. We plan to build on our strong momentum and mobility by increasing our wireless network investments and deploying the spectrum we acquired during the recent C-band auction to reach 200 million pops by the end of 2023. We also intend to more than double our current fiber footprint to reach 30 million customer locations by the end of 2025, with the single goal of offering the best fixed broadband service in the market. Finally, we'll have a tighter focus on the growing demand for connectivity, better financial resources and flexibility, and a management team aligned on executing this transformation that makes AT&T as effective and efficient as possible. So with that said, we look forward to taking your questions. Biani, could you give us our first question, please?
A reminder, please click on the raise hand icon to ask a question. When called on, please unmute your microphone and ask your question directly. We will now take our first question from Joe Flint at the Wall Street Journal. Joe, please unmute your microphone.
There we go. Talk to him.
Hi, you can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Where is it? Sorry, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, we can hear you, Joey.
Great. David, you said you'll be looking for an office on the Warner Brothers lot, and there's maybe a couple of options. So I'm just going to say, what is up with Jason Kyler? Do you know if he's going to stick around? And how do you sort of see your management team versus the Warner team?
Jason is a fantastic talent. I was there in the beginning when he joined Hulu and built an extraordinary platform there.
Damn,
He's a huge talent. I'm going to let John specifically speak to Jason.
Jason remains the CEO of Warner Media, and as I'm sure you're aware, David's got a lot of decisions to make on personnel and how things are structured moving forward during this transition period, and as he works his way through it, I'm sure he'll be talking with folks about where that's going.
Okay, thanks, guys.
And now, Brian Steinberg from Variety. Please unmute your line.
Look what I wrote. Sometimes you gotta can you hear me? Good morning. Hi, guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Hi, Brian.
How are you? Thanks for taking the question. A lot of people are focused on Jeff Zucker's role with the company. As you know, he was expressed plans to leave at the end of this year. Do you see him perhaps continuing beyond that, given the new transaction?
First, until the deal closes, we're going to fight to build the best discovery on a parallel track as John and his team continues to make Warner Media an extraordinary company. And then when we do come together, we're looking to take the best and the brightest people. Jeff is an extraordinary talent. CNN is number one. The focus will be on talking to everybody at Discovery and everybody at